Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a long-awaited video. The video answering the questions I've been asked since I started this YouTube channel, basically. Welcome to the ultimate L4D2 CFG file, or whatever the fuck it's called. I want to clarify some things before we start. A config will not make you better at the game, okay? It can help you. It can help you be better at the game. It's not going to immediately make you better at the game. So if you think a config is what you're missing in your gameplay, I promise you, bro, it's not that. You just miss your pins. Okay, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna first things first, show you my in-game settings before we even move on to some other things, because apparently that's what people want to see. So boom, right there, take a screenshot, and we're gonna move on. I will say though, chat, keep your effect detail at high, because if it's not at high, or I think maybe medium, you will not be able to see rocks. And now that we've covered the in-game settings, we're going to be moving to the out-game settings. Now, before we even get to the config part, I want to show you guys my launch option. Okay, now this part, I won't lie, is not even necessary, but it's good to have, and it's kind of convenient, not gonna lie. What we have is high, I don't even know what that means, low violence, so that there's no blood, so you can actually see shit. It also removes the blinding effect that the mud zombies give you if you're a pub player and you like to play pub sometimes or play campaign. And then all these shit, I have no clue what the heck they do, so we're just gonna boom, 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 click save, and now, yeah, that's it. And look at that, we're here where we need to be. Now, if you're looking to comp my CFG, all you have to do is just join a Discord, and this will be here. Reason why I did it like this is because one, I need some more people in my server, bro. I'm lonely. But two, is because there is a lot of things that are interchangeable, like this, like this, like this. And whilst I could technically put it into the description of the video, a server will be seen a lot more often, will be a lot more up to date, even in a year's time from now, than this video. Like this video could be lost and gone, lost media. Now, if you've managed to get this far into the video and you are sitting there questioning, how do I even make a config file? Without further ado, I'll just show you anyways. So right click L4D, go to browse local files, and then once you see this screen, you're gonna see bin, config, HL2, L4D2. We're gonna click L4D2, and boom, right there where my mouse is, we're gonna hit CFG. We're gonna look for something that says autoexec.c.cfg. Now, if you do not have this, don't worry, it's easy because I'm pretty sure this is just a text file. No, it is not. It is a CFG. Okay. Well, if you don't know how to make a CFG file, I don't know what to tell you. I think you could like yeah, enable this. File name extensions. If you're on Windows 10, I don't know how to do this. If you're on Windows 7, upgrade your PC. Once you make this file, we're done. We're done here. Okay, just leave it here. Go back to the Discord, and we're gonna copy this, go back to the autoexec file that we've made that is completely empty, and you're going to paste it, and then you will be seeing all of this bullshit. Now that we've quite literally got all the filler stuff out the way, I can finally sit here, talk, and actually talk with meaning, because for the past 1 minute, I've just been saying shit just to get it out the way, just to cover bases, right? But now we can actually go into full detail on what is going on here. But before we do that, I must mention that if you want a config file, let's say you watch this, and instead of going into the files every time you want to change something, right? Or you want to have a weapon config for an SMG and a different config for a shotgun, right? I would recommend going to the description below and clicking on Presto's CFG, because he actually has that in his config where he clicks P and it goes to the SMG config, and when he clicks O and it goes to a shotgun config. So if you're looking for that, then you can go there. But what I will say is Presto's config doesn't have everything you'd want in a config. Okay. Now for the very first thing, it's kind of the elephant in the room. Please address me. It is this long spew of text. Like honestly, this is probably the worst coding I've ever seen in my life, but it's actually not that bad. And here's why. And here's another reason why you want to join my Discord server, because if you go into this tab and you see this link right here, click this link. Maybe remove the stars. It'll work. Okay, there we go. If it doesn't work, remove the stars. I don't know why the stars are even there if they don't work. Like, okay. Now what was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah. Although this looks like a speed of text, it's actually not that bad because you can just customize. Making your custom colors or custom outline colors isn't that hard because this website goaded whoever. I don't know who the fuck made this shit. They don't even credit themselves. That's kind of aura. But yeah, you can make Survivor HP like brighter green, brighter yellow, boom, 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 boom. You can do whatever the fuck you want here, right? Now, once we get past all that bull, we're gonna move on to the next thing. And honestly, this right here probably isn't actually needed. Now, you're probably wondering, why are you making a config with filler shit in it? And that's because I believe the option of customization is why a config should even exist. And let me explain why when we go forward more, because I'm going to come back to this, okay? The next thing is we have rates and settings. That I don't know what this does, as it says right here. I really don't know. If I had to assume, it does like some type of calculation for if you do pubs or some shit. So if you play pubs, this will do some type of calculation to adjust your connection or ping to the inter. I'm not really sure. I just kind of keep it because it doesn't interfere with anything. But the reason why this is kind of redundant is we'll get into that later. And then, guys, just stick with me. Now, WASD. Now we're going back here. Okay. I am not 100% sure if these overlap. Correct. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. But what I will say is, ever since I've added this bind, for some reason, I feel like a lot better at the game. I don't know what it is. It might be placebo. That's what everything is. That's the whole point of That's the whole point of a config file, is just placebo. If you feel like you're not hearing infected properly or like whatever or something, remove this, stick with this, right? But all I'm gonna say is if you remove this and you stick with this, your WASD binds might like fuck up or some shit. So like play a single player campaign before you go into any actual game when you remove this, because who knows, this might be the backbone of this. If someone in the comments can tell me whether or not this is like redundant, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if it is, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't matter. This right here is connected with the WASD thing. Basically makes it where whenever you click W or A or S or D or whatever, it refreshes the game's audio or something like that. Essentially letting you hear infected more accurately. FPS max 200, make it whatever you want. I just make it 200 because just I have a 144 hertz monitor. There's no point of going above 200 besides for like in case I got an FPS drop. It won't mess me up because the FPS has room to fluctuate. CL interp 0, ratio 0. Actually, I'll give it to this in a second. CL interp 0 and interp ratio 0. This is what I mean by I think this fucks up with this. But at the same time, like I said, this was originally when I played pubs, so I kind of don't want to say it's useless because I don't play pubs anymore, but I don't want to say it's useful because I don't play pubs anymore. So I literally don't know. So CL interp 0, interp ratio 0, literally is just so when I join a CETA server, I'm already at 0. I don't have to do all this typing and bullshit on the I don't do that already. I'm already at 0. CL glow, health, bleed, survivor, right? This is basically if the survivor is on temp HP, they will pulse. Not gonna lie, this is another thing where you can play with it how you want to see it, but it's kind of low-key not even that useful. A little bit in pubs, it is kind of useful because you can just differentiate the HP and shit since there's so much HP to go around. But in CETA when like you're keeping track of everything, or like in Center when you're keeping track of everything, this one isn't actually as useful as it used to be, but I like it. It's pretty cool. It makes the game a little different. Bind Q last inf. So this right here, if you hit Q, it switches to your other gun because I don't use 1, 2, or 3, right? I don't use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This right here is one of the interchangeable things, and this is why we go back to my server right here. So if you guys know, sometimes in some of my videos, whenever I play like with a weapon that has like no weapon, right? Like when I play the SMG and it has no view model, whenever I would switch to my axe, the axe will pop up. And this is how I would do it. I would basically do it where when you click Q, it changes your view model. When you go from your no view model shotgun, When you click Q, it will enable your view model. It'll change your view model, so you'll see the axe. So it's easier for you to swing, right? So you can actually like see where you're swinging, right? And then when you click Q again, it'll go back to the no weapon view model. Now sometimes I don't like having that, so I remove it. And honestly, it's to each their own. Honestly, it's to each their own. So if you like it, put it in. If you don't like it, remove it. CL crosshair alpha 0 will make it where you will have a crosshair on the infected side, but you won't have a crosshair on the survivor side. Very useful, actually. It's such a random command, but it's really useful. It saves you a lot of time. The long-awaited zoom bind, buddy. The long-awaited zoom bind. Basically, what this does is when you click, look, I'm just gonna show you. So when you're playing the game normally, you know, you have your weapon, you have your shit, right? And as you can see, I don't have a crosshair because I'm doing that bind I just talked about previously. Not only does it bring your FOV to the lowest that it could possibly be, which is 75, which is unfortunate because I wanted it to be 40 originally. Like I really wanted to zoom in, like really zoom in, but unfortunately 75 is the lowest you could go. And it'll remove your weapon outline, practically giving you a zoom in effect. It's kind of good, honestly, on SMG. It's really useful because if the tank's right here and you're trying to shoot the tank, but you just feel like he's a little too far to like aim at him properly, zoom. Boom. And now you can see him properly and you track him. Now, is the zoom bind gonna make the boom any better for you? No. But at least you will know that your crosshair's on him, you know? So yeah, that's actually one of the things I thought of. Like it's probably been a thing and shit, right? But I remember I thought of this, I was like, yo, this shit would be good on SMG. And hunter ceilings, essentially, if you want to hit a hunter ceiling, this would probably be the easiest way. Like if you wanna, this isn't the way where you click something and it makes it where you can use A and D or Q and E to turn left and right. No, what this does is it restricts your looking abilities to be just left and right. So look at, I'm gonna look up and down, and the second I click X, all of a sudden I can look left and right. I can only look left and right. Up, down, up, down. I'm moving my mouse up and down right now. If you don't believe me, copy the auto exact and try yourself to look up, brother, because that shit's not gonna happen. Now CL show POS. Wow. Show POS position 1. What this does is on the top left, as you can see, it shows my position. This right here really isn't useful for much except for ceilings, but that's the whole point. Bind 6 toggle view model. This is simple, like shit ain't that deep. Now when you click F, right, it changes your view model to like 90 or some shit. That's my preferred. But sometimes I like to play with no FOV right here. So boom, I just click 6. I turned it off. If I want to turn it back on, I just click zoom in, zoom out. It goes back to how I want it. If I really want to had my arms like this for some reason, I can, but I don't ever use this. But sometimes I'm feeling freaky, I'm gonna use this. And the last one, bind mouse 5 to record stop. Basically, if you have like invisible infected, or survivors aren't moving from safe room, but they're like jumping and shit, like they're doing movement stuff, but they're not like actually moving. Just hit this shit. Oh fuck. You just hit this shit, and it basically refreshes the game for you. So yeah, that's all for my config. I hope it wasn't a disappointment or whatever, but like I said, if you want to see the multiple configs and like one config shit, check out Presto, his video, link description.